Hi, I'm Mr. Rowley. In this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the literary term called irony. By irony, we simply mean some difference between what the narrator says and what the reader or the audience perceives. And there are three main types. I'm going to start with the bottom one here first. Verbal irony is probably the most common one, and that's where the narrator or the main character says one thing but means something else. And you probably do this all the time. You go, "Oh, that shirt, that looks great." And you mean that shirt does not look great. Sarcasm is a form of verbal irony. And notice with that example there, you've got equality of opposites. I'm saying that it looks great, and I mean it does not look great. Situational irony is, that's when you have something happening that's the opposite of what you expect. Think, for instance, of a guy that works in a brickyard. He has a 30-year career in making bricks. St. Louis is known for brick making back in the day. And never misses a day of work, works 30 years, never has a sick day. He retires with full benefits. And to relax, one day he's walking down in Soulard. He's got one of those big drinks. He's walking down the street there, and a brick falls off the top of one of the buildings and kills him dead. Now you would think, if he was going to be injured by a brick, it would happen during the time that he'd spent 30 years on the job, working with bricks all the time. So the irony comes in that he is killed by this brick that was not related to his 30 years on the job. So that's situational irony. It's the opposite of what you'd expect in terms of being killed by a brick. The third type here is dramatic irony. This one's less usual with modern literature than it is with the older, with older plays. But if you think of Oedipus Rex, in that story, Oedipus's parents receive a prophecy that baby Oedipus is going to kill his father and marry his mother. So obviously they're pretty distressed about that, and they give the baby to a shepherd. They can't bring themselves to kill the baby themselves. So needless to say, the shepherd can't bring himself to kill this baby either. And the baby grows up, not knowing who his true parents are. He hears the prophecy and then is distressed, goes to great lengths to avoid the prophecy. He then leaves town, and he's traveling, and he encounters a man on the road, and guess who it is? His father. Gets into a fight, kills him dead, doesn't realize it, goes into town, meets a nice woman. They settle down. They have a child. She's a little bit older than he is, but it's cool. Guess who it is? His mother. So as the events unfold, the audience already knows this. The ancient Greeks were familiar with this play, and like with many Greek plays, they already kind of know the general outline, and you have a chorus that's commenting on this. So it's dramatic irony in that we see the events unfold. We know what's happening as the events unfold, whereas the main character does not. So remember, with irony, look for the quality of opposites. Remember, you've got a brick in the situational irony example before and after. The verbal irony, you're saying that looks great, and you mean not great. Look for the quality of opposites in determining whether an example is ironic.